Now, the landlord, which owns the biggest number of pubs in the country, that's Stonegate, has today offered some of its worried tenants a 3-month rent credit and the scrapping of some fixed charges. It all follows a letter from a group of MPs led by Rutland and Melton's Alicia Cairns. They wanted rents cancelled during the pandemic to give the businesses a chance to survive. But there is concern tonight that it's just still not enough. Here's our political editor, Tony Rowe.
Last orders were on March the 20th. Social distancing and social drinking is not a mix which can work yet. There are worries that not every pub will be able to open their doors again when that time comes.
I am dealing with people on a daily basis who are asking me to give them help and advice on how to exit their pubs. People are handing in their keys now.
A cocktail of MPs from across the political spectrum supported a call from Rutland and Melton's MP for the company which owns the most pubs in the land to do more to help landlords.
I was just very frustrated to hear that yet again another pub landlord company, this time the biggest pub landlord in the country with 9,000 pubs, was choosing to continue to enforce rental payments on our pubs, the 7 of them in Rutland and Melton, who obviously can't be open, can't be making the money and have no way to make that money.
Stonegate says what they have offered their enterprise inns should enable them to start up again after the lockdown with confidence.
They're still refusing to give a rental holiday. What they're instead offering is essentially vouchers to buy beer later. But essentially, what that, if you look at the math, it probably works out to they're giving about £1,500 worth of beer to their tenants.
Now, the company says their multi-million-pound offer of support to licensees is both reasonable and transparent in the circumstances. They say, too, they weren't pushed or bullied into doing this by MPs. They say they started to consider what to do before members of Parliament sent them a letter. Dave Mountford runs his own pub in Cromford and represents tenants in the industry. He wants reform to the rules on tied houses and says community pubs owned by the big companies are at the greatest risk.
They've been operating at the lowest margins with the least support and effectively been ticking over. I literally am helping and have been helping tenants for the last 10 years, many of whom have been keeping their pubs operating using a credit card.
MPs have promised to keep the pressure on to make sure when the lockdown ends, these centres of the community are still in business. Tony Rowe, BBC East Midlands Today, Rutland.